So I told her to confide in her family and seek their support. Rather than declaring that she's trying to be healthier so she's not going to eat the very things that they are all gorging on, which is simply a backhanded way of telling someone that they are unhealthy, instead of doing that, implement strategy number 2 of giving specifics on why she's being choosy with her food selection, but then follow that with, I actually really need your help with this, guys.
Do you struggle to stay consistent with healthy eating and just want food decisions to be easy, guilt-free, and sustainable? You're in the right place. Hi, I'm Chelsea, nutritionist and fitness coach who overcame restrictive yo-yo dieting and body image insecurities using simple nutrition tools, all backed by biblical principles. And now I help women like you find that same freedom with food so you can feel confident in the look and health of your body for decades to come. I'm ready to dive in with you. So grab that cute notebook you've been hanging on to and let's go.
How to eat healthy when your family doesn't. Ugh, this one is tough. Not only because our environment plays such a massive role in our health, for better or worse, but family just brings a different dynamic. After all, these are the people you love who know you like no one else, can sometimes be really harsh or wildly enabling, or even deeply hurt and offended by your personal choices. If any of this sounds familiar, I want you to know that it's definitely not a you thing. It's just the nature of family relationships. But I assure you, it is possible to eat healthy even when the rest of your family doesn't. Admittedly, it can often present more challenges, but nothing that is insurmountable. So in today's episode, I'm going to walk you through 4 strategies to set yourself up for success with eating healthy when your family doesn't. And I want to start with the dynamic that consists of adults hanging out with adults. Think birthday gatherings, holidays, Friday night dinners with the parents, little Gilmore Girls reference for you. The very first strategy is to simply eat according to your standards that are in alignment with your health goals. Whether you are the one bringing a dish you know you can depend on or ordering from a menu with the same standards in mind, simply do it without causing a big scene. The key to success is to refrain from putting pressure on anyone else to do the same. Stay in your lane, focus on what you need to do for your health goals, and while you may end up leading by example, do not approach it with any expectation from anyone else. This one can be difficult in situations where all of your favorite kryptonite foods are present and you're trying to be low-key about making healthful choices, which usually means flying solo, no accountability outside of yourself. That's a lot of pressure. And I don't typically recommend that strategy unless you are super confident in your ability to navigate the situation. Deep set convictions are necessary with this one, but it's definitely not impossible. So the first strategy is just do the thing as if it's your normal routine. Now, because family does know you so well, if you suddenly change your regular order or bring something that seems out of the ordinary, they're going to sniff it out immediately and oftentimes question it. That leads me to strategy number 2 for healthy eating when your family doesn't. And that is to blame your changes on health concerns. Talk about how you want to be around and thriving for as long as possible. Maybe you've got chronic knee pain that goes away when you don't eat certain foods. Or perhaps your sleep suffers when you do eat something in particular. I'll tell you what, bringing a relatable health concern into the picture pretty much always gets a far better empathy response than I'm on this new diet, or I'm trying to lose weight, or anything related to physique metrics. This is also the perfect opportunity to educate your family about the impact food has on the body. It's not just about being healthier generally, but there are very specific changes you notice just from a few tweaks to your nutrition. Highlight those. Generalizations leave people questioning, and when there are questions left unanswered, we humans tend to fill in the blanks with our own assumptions, which can often feel like judgments. Don't leave margin for that, especially with your family. It will make the current and future events with them that involve food much easier to navigate if you give them a more detailed picture about your why. It usually ends there and doesn't become a big deal. The next strategy takes this conversation to the next level. This is one I recommend my clients do, especially if they could use real-time accountability during a family event, and that's to ask your family for support. I had a client once who was incredibly nervous for a family birthday gathering after we had started working together. She was so ready to make lasting changes and really take control of her health and therefore nutrition. But this birthday party was notorious for being a big to-do every year with lots of food. And she was nervous about, one, sticking with her health convictions in the heat of the moment, and two, her family judging her or poking fun at her for trying to lose weight. They themselves were all overweight, and many of them had type 2 diabetes. So if she got healthy and lost weight, she could see them making fun of her, which she knew was a defense mechanism for them feeling unhealthy and self-conscious themselves. So I told her to confide in her family and seek their support. Rather than declaring that she's trying to be healthier so she's not going to eat the very things that they are all gorging on, which is simply a backhanded way of telling someone that they are unhealthy, instead of doing that, implement strategy number 2 of giving specifics on why she's being choosy with her food selection, but then follow that with, I actually really need your help with this, guys. It's been challenging because I love XYZ foods, but if I have some, I end up with insert symptoms that you don't want to feel, or insert my doctor said that I'm at the risk for blank illness. So don't feel like you need to make anything special for me, but can you just help hold me accountable and not even offer me any of XYZ food? It would actually be super helpful. Here's why this strategy is so effective. People who love you love to help you. Tell them exactly what you need to be successful, like not offering you any, or perhaps access to a fridge, whatever that looks like for you in that event, and then task them with being your support system for something you really want to accomplish. At least in my experience, it works like a charm. Instead of judgment or jokes, you get support and genuine consideration. That client, by the way, reported back after the birthday party that not only was her family super supportive, but it actually ignited a bigger conversation about how they all needed to make some changes and stop ignoring their health issues in the name of tradition and culture. How beautiful is that? I talk about being a positive influence. Which brings me to my final point for today on how to eat healthy when the rest of your family doesn't. And this one is in the dynamic of parent to child, or even with a spouse, the people you see every single day. I have had the privilege of coaching several women who are wives and or mothers who know they want to make a positive change in their lives to be healthier for their family, but also to lead their family in health, which usually means changing the routine of everyone in the house. This can present totally different challenges. And now, to be clear, I'm a big fan of I'm the parent, I make the food. If you don't want it, fine, but your options are either what I made or nothing. It's kind of a respect thing, in my humble opinion, but I do know that some kids really aren't trying to simply be defiant. They just have palates that are slower to expand or major mental blocks towards certain foods, and they will literally sit and stare at a plate and fall asleep at the table instead of eating. And as a parent, at some point, you concede so that your child doesn't starve. I've also witnessed that. So, my best strategy here is to involve your children in the process. If they've only known cereal as breakfast for as long as they can remember, let's work on phasing that out by having them choose real food for breakfast that sounds fun and interesting to them. Of course, you'll need to give specific boundaries on what to pick. Like perhaps you say anything from this shelf in the produce department, or when looking at proteins in the grocery store, anything from this set of shelves. But give them the chance to be creative. You might be surprised by what they come up with. If there is pushback on not having the same old cereal routine, now is your chance to educate as a parent about why we are not eating that anymore. Show them the list of ingredients. Explain what certain ones do and how they make you feel. And tell them honestly, I'm just learning this too. It's tough for me, but I want the absolute best for you and our whole family. And it is my job as your parent to keep you healthy and safe. Do you trust me? Honesty and safety go a long ways with children, as I'm sure you know if you are a parent. But then make it fun. I have a laundry list of games I suggest my clients with kids use to help get their children on board with the healthful eating routine, especially if they are still at an age where their palates are developing and impressionable. This can be a crucial moment that sets them up for success for the rest of their lives. In fact, I had a client implement this strategy with her freshman in high school. And as soon as he started noticing how his athletic performance basically skyrocketed, and his coaches noticed too, he never looked back. She actually told me he was the one asking for more protein and vegetables and asking her not to order pizza for dinner. How incredible is that? From a high school boy? I mean, this is powerful stuff. Now, the same general principle applies when your spouse is the one who needs a positive influence, but of course, the approach is different. We don't want to parent our spouse or infantilize them in any way, but involving them in the process, letting their creativity influence food choices with a healthy dose of, I need your support in this, which means fill in the blank for what that looks like for you. That could have a massive impact on their nutrition and health. In fact, maybe I will make a whole episode on eating healthy when your spouse doesn't. I will add that to the queue of ideas. So let's do a quick review. If your family's diet doesn't match your health goals, here are 4 of my favorite strategies to still eat healthy when you're with them. First, just do whatever you've got to do to eat the foods that do align with your goals without talking about it. Bring your own. Kindly say no when needed. Order separately. Keep your health and how you feel the focus without worrying about what anyone else might think. Strategy number 2, confide in them. Give them the details. Specific outcomes to relatable health concerns go further than, I just want to be healthier, or I'm trying to lose some weight. Strategy number 3, ask for their help. The people who love you love to help you. Tell them how. And then strategy number 4, involve them in the process if they are going to be the recipients of your changes. When people feel like they are at least considered and ideally contributors, the changes will go over much more smoothly than forced actions. And if you're listening to this thinking, that might work for my family, but I could use some more specifics, I got you, fam. That's exactly what we do in The Sustainable Way, my one-on-one nutrition coaching program. Tell me exactly what it is that's keeping you from staying consistent with healthy eating. And together, we will create a custom plan that works for you. So you have the healthy lifestyle you desire, regardless of what life throws at you. Simply head to coachrain.com/nutrition coaching to learn more about The Sustainable Way, ask me your questions, and get started as soon as today. That's coachrain.com/nutrition coaching, and let's create that perfect plan for you.
I pray this episode was helpful to you, my friend. If so, could you do me a massive favor and take 30 seconds to write a review? This is the best way to bless me big and help more people learn just how simple eating healthy consistently can be. And if you want more value-packed info from me, head to coachrain.com and sign up for the Weekly Harvest, my weekly emails filled with recipes, how to use food as medicine, biblical nutrition, and more. That's coachreign.com for the Weekly Harvest. Blessings until next time, sis. Toodles.